A very good morning to everyone. Welcome to class 12th economics. We have started Indian economic development chapter number 1, that is India on the eve of independence. And we have already studied some topics of India on the eve of independence, like we have already studied state of agriculture on the eve of independence. Then we have studied what was the state of infrastructure on the eve of independence. And of course, what was the state of foreign trade on the eve of independence. So today again we'll be just taking up the foreign trade on the eve of independence and some other topics, and we'll show you some of the pictures, the real objects through which you will definitely understand the state of Indian economy on the eve of independence. So this we have already studied, that is features of Indian economy on the eve of independence, and especially the agriculture sector on the eve of independence. Then we have studied the industrial sector also on the eve of independence. Of course, industrial sector was also not good, and handicrafts industries was decayed. Yesterday, I have shown you one video also regarding that, animated video. And today, we are just moving on with the another topic of Indian economy on the eve of independence. And our today's first topic is demographic profile during British rule. Please make the heading. Demographic profile during British rule. Demographic profile during British rule. This is our today's first topic. See, demographic profile during British rule simply means the things related to population. That means the study of population and the things related to population. So in this, we'll be studying about that what was the population behavior that time, which means what was the demographic structure on the eve of independence. So we are studying that only now. Let's see, just have a look on your screen, please. When we talk about the birth rate or death rate, when we talk about the birth rate and death rate. So in birth rate and death rate, what we observe, the birth rate was 48 per thousand. The birth rate was 48 per thousand. What is meant by 48 per thousand birth rate? इसका मतलब ये है कि हमारा उस टाइम पे जो बर्थ रेट था वो हर 1000 बच्चों पे 48 था. मतलब जैसे ही 1000 बच्चों की हम काउंटिंग बंद करते थे, जो न्यू बेबी बॉर्न है 48 बच्चे और न्यू बेबी बॉर्न हो जाते थे. तो 48 per thousand was the birth rate that time, and 40 per thousand was the death rate. 40 per thousand was the death rate. हर 1000 लोगों की गिनती करने पे 40 पीपल की पिछले काउंटिंग के अंदर 1000 में से डेथ हो जाती है. तो यानी कि दैट वाज ऑफ कोर्स वेरी हाई. सो हाई बर्थ रेट वाज देयर एंड हाई डेथ रेट वाज देयर. व्हाई हाई बर्थ रेट वाज देयर? ड्यू टू मैसिव पॉवर्टी इन इंडिया. इंडिया में बहुत तगड़ी, बहुत ज्यादा पॉवर्टी थी, जिसकी वजह से फैमिलीज में लोगों को लगता था इफ मोर चिल्ड्रन विल बी देयर then definitely they can have more source of income in the future, जिसकी वजह से they people were have a tendency to get more birth in the family, and ultimately birth rate बहुत high था. Death rate was also very high in India that time. Reason? Because we didn't have the facilities, the health facilities which were required. Health facilities India में बिल्कुल भी नहीं थी. Hospitals were there, but that was just on the name only. But there was no such thing which we can say that yes, there is a proper health facility involved. So health facility was not there. People were not caring anybody, and if hospitals were there, then there was not any good care, not good medicines were there, not good machinery or any such thing which was required was there. So ultimately, there was high birth and high death rate in the economy. Then there was high infant mortality rate also. Infant mortality rate. इन्फेंट मोर्टेलिटी रेट का बेटे मतलब होता है 1 साल से कम उम्र के बच्चे जिनकी डेथ हो जाती है, यानी कि 1 ईयर के छोटे बच्चे, 1 ईयर तक के बच्चे जिनकी 1 ईयर के अंदर अंदर डेथ हो जाती है, दैट इज नोन एज इन्फेंट मोर्टेलिटी रेट. That time in India, the infant mortality rate was 218 per thousand, which is so huge, so high. 218 per thousand. ये लर्न करना है आपको, ये 1 मार्क में आ सकता है बेटे. 218 per thousand was the infant mortality rate that time. क्या मतलब है इसका? इसका मतलब है कि आफ्टर द डिलीवरी एक बच्चा 1 ईयर के अंदर अंदर, मतलब 1 ईयर के अंदर अंदर 1000 बच्चों में से 218 बच्चों की डेथ हो जाती है. 218 children, they were died every on every 1000 children who are taking birth. So that was so high. And if we talk about what was the reason behind this 218 per thousand high, very high infant mortality rate, the reason was just poor health care, because there was no care which was provided to the pregnant women, and no care was provided to the children also. Vaccination was also required, because there is so many other vaccinations also which are to be done for the people, which have to be done for the children. Vaccination was not required, it was not there. If we talk about polio, पोलियो आज इंडिया से खत्म हुआ है कुछ साल पहले, लेकिन दैट टाइम पोलियो वाज वन ऑफ द मेजर डिजीज इन इंडिया फॉर द चिल्ड्रन, and one of the reason people were dying due to polio also, children were dying due to polio also. So poor healthcare system was prevailing in Indian economy. That's why there was very high death rate that was taking place for infant mortality rates, children below the age of 1 year. And also girl child, that was also one of the reason that people were killing the girl child also, because usually क्या होता है कि once the child is there, is born, उसके बाद में अगर वो गर्ल चाइल्ड है तो हमारे इंडिया के अंदर स्टार्टिंग से इन हरियाणा, in Rajasthan, it has been the tradition, it has been the point that if it is the girl child, तो वो गर्ल चाइल्ड को मार देते थे. वो भी एक रीजन बनता था इन्फेंट मोर्टेलिटी रेट का. Now, if we talk about the third aspect of demographic transition, that is life expectancy. लाइफ एक्सपेक्टेंसी का बेटे मतलब होता है ऑन एन एवरेज. अच्छा, ऊपर वाला अगर हम देखें इन्फेंट मोर्टेलिटी रेट, तो पहले था 218 पर थाउजेंड, हर 1000 बच्चों में से 218 बच्चे वो उनकी डेथ हो जाती थी. बट नाउ इफ वी टॉक अबाउट द लाइफ इफ वी टॉक अबाउट द करंट सिचुएशन ऑफ इन्फेंट मोर्टेलिटी रेट, that is 34 per thousand. Now only 34 children are there who gets died within 1 year of their birth. Now let's talk about the life expectancy. Life expectancy means what is the average year of life for the people. Average year of life for the people means on an average कितना जीता है एक इंसान उस टाइम पे, कितना उसकी लाइफ होती थी, कितना उसकी एज होती थी. You are shocked to see, I think some of you are shocked. Of course, it was merely 32 years. Oh my God, 32 years. That means, is it that only one person who on the eve of independence, if we talk about, the average age was merely 32 years? But how it is possible? Because we have been hearing this from our parents, that the people who were the people, those who were born in the earlier 19th century, और मतलब जो पुराने टाइम से जो बड़े बूढ़े हमारे हैं, वो तो बहुत बहुत साल जीते हैं, या बहुत बहुत साल जीते थे. बिकॉज उन्होंने, कहते हैं ना, हमारे घर वाले कहते हैं उन्होंने पुराना घी खाया है, उन्होंने पुराना दूध दही सब खाया है, तो वो बहुत ज्यादा जीते हैं, है ना. तो ये तो उल्टा बता रहे हैं. This is saying that people got the average life expectancy of only 32 years. मतलब एक average year, एक average age that time was merely 32 years. How is it possible? It is not possible because people were getting the natural death. No. This data is not being just reflected because people were getting only natural death. No. The death due to famines, the death due to forceful action of Britishers, the death due to the natural calamities which were taking place in India that time were giving only and only 32 years of average age. You know, famine of Bengal, famine of various other things, बहुत सारी ऐसी हैं जिसमें एक साथ crores of people died, lakhs of people, crores of people died at the same time. People were forced, you know, they were forced to just follow the instructions of British. But those people who couldn't do that, they were committing suicide. They were also counted in the life expectancy. That's why you can see the average life expectancy to be only 32 years of age, which is a very low life expectancy in India. But at current situation, and also one of the point, if any, such that was coming. If I talk about Spanish flu, आपको पता है ना, अभी 2020 में हमारा चहिता कोविड आया है. नॉट चहिता, बट स्टिल अब तो जीने की आदत हो गई है उसके साथ साथ. That time in 1920, Spanish flu, we were not having the medical facilities. Vaccination took almost so many years to be made, and ultimately crores of people died due to that tragedy. Crores of people died due to that pandemic. And if any such pandemic occurred on the eve of independence, the result was simple: death. Abhi to still we people have antibodies in ourselves. We have vaccination now at so early stage. We have various medicines which cannot just, remove the COVID from one body, but at least which can cure the person, or which can make person, eligible to fight against that virus. We have such medicines and vaccinations. That time we didn't have anything. And when we didn't have anything, the result was just death. So average life expectancy was merely 32 years, very low. Now, literacy rate. Literacy rate means how much education have you got. Of course, literacy rate means how much you are literate, how much education that have you got, that is the literacy rate. The overall literacy rate was 16%, merely 16%. But at this screenshot, the data on this screen is very, very important for 1 mark. ध्यान रखना, मैं सारे data को important नहीं बताऊंगा. This data is very important because out of this data, one question came in last year exams also. So please, you have to think over it. The literacy rate was merely 16%. What is meant by 16%? Out of the total population in India, merely 16% people were literate. सोचे, समझे? Out of the total population of India, merely 16% people were literate. और आपको पता है, do you know what is the definition of literacy rate in India? How do we define that a person is literate or illiterate in India? That I've already been explained in the last class, yesterday's class. Along with the video, I've already explained that whom you will be calling that person is literate or not illiterate. So that I will not be taking up today again. So literacy rate was merely 16%. And out of the overall literacy rate, if we talk about the female literacy rate, only 7% was the female literacy rate. Only and only 7% was the female literacy rate. That means out of the total females available in India, only 7% females were actually allowed to get the literacy. Only and only 7% females were actually allowed, or they were basically literate in India. Only and only 7%. What does it shows? Can you tell me what does it shows if you are saying that only 7% females out of the total females in the India were literate? What does it shows? Of course, it shows the gender inequality. It shows the gender inequality that females were not allowed to study. They were not allowed to get the basic education even. That is why our overall literacy rate was also 16% only. And out of overall, if we talk about only female literacy rate, that was merely 7%. And what does this overall 16% literacy rate shows? It shows social backwardness. It shows social backwardness. Social backwardness means people had the orthodox mind, people had the old mind, and they were not knowing the importance of education, that what is the importance of education. And of course, poverty was one of the reasons that people were not giving education to their children. Poverty was, of course, one of the good reason here, basic reason. Because of poverty, people were not having much source of incomes, because they were not having some employments, and because they were not having the employment or source of income, the result was merely low literacy rate in India. So these 4 points are clear to all, that what was the demographic transition on the eve of independence? Very high birth rate and high death rate. 48 per thousand was the birth rate and 40 per thousand was the death rate. Very, very high infant mortality rate. 218 per thousand was the infant mortality rate due to poor health care of the pregnant women as well as of the children who took birth, due to poor vaccination being done to them. Life expectancy, very low life expectancy, merely 32 years of life expectancy. Literacy rate was very low. Overall literacy rate was only 16%. Overall, agar total dekhe to 16% only were literate. And if we talk about women, only out of the total women present in India, 7% women were educated. Gender biasness, social backwardness, that shows in this situation, right? Okay, moving further. बेटे 1921, अब बड़े ध्यान से सुनना बेटे, 1921 in India, 1921 was basically showed as, or basically known as, year of great divide. Please write down here 1921, लिख लीजिए बेटा, it was known as year of great divide. 1921 को बेटे कहा गया year of great divide. Year of great divide. अब क्यों कहा गया 1921 को year of great divide, वो मैं आपको एक ग्राफ से समझा रहा हूं. Why it was known as that 1921 is the year of great divide. बेटे this is basically the number of population. ये नीचे मैंने यहाँ पे I am showing number of population, ये ध्यान रखना, ठीक है. Now year of great divide. Before 1921, suppose this is the 1921 era. ये 1921 मैंने यहाँ रिफ्लेक्ट कर दिया. ये 1921 है. That means इससे पहले ये वाला पोर्शन इज बिफोर 1921 का टाइम, एंड दिस पोर्शन इज, इसके बाद वाला पोर्शन इज आफ्टर 1921 का पॉइंट, वो वाला टाइम, ठीक है. Before 1921, the population was like this. The population graph in India was like this. ऐसे था बेटे. 1921 से पहले the population graph was variable. It was fluctuating. Some year it was reducing, some year it was increasing, sometime it was again reducing. Shiv, concentrate here. Sometime again it was increasing. So the population graph was simply variable before 1921. But after 1921, what was observed? Shiv, I am removing you from the class now. It's better you should be removed if you are not concentrating here. After 1921, what was basically seen, that before 1921 it was like this, but after 1921 our population graph is like this. That is why The 1921 have been mentioned as the year of Great Divide because it is dividing the demography of our country into two parts. Before 1921, when the population graph was fluctuating, the population was either increasing or again decreasing, increasing, decreasing. That was like that. But after 1921, it is increasing, simply increasing. But 1921 के बाद it is simply increasing. And when we say that it is increasing, means the graph is on rise. The graph, the population is on rise. There is continuation increase in the population. That is why this is known as 1921 is known as year of Great Divide. 1921 is known as year of Great Divide. Clear? एक चीज बेटे और लिखो यहाँ पे. Please write one more thing here. 1881. Yes, 1881. Mention here, please. It's not mentioned on the screen, so you can mention 1881. Bete, this was the year of first census in India. This was the year of first census in India. Year of first census in India. What is census? Census is basically the calculation or the computation or the counting of population. And Britishers did it first in the year 1881. Oh, तो सर ब्रिटिशर्स ने क्यों किया? बेटे ब्रिटिशर्स ने सेंसस इसीलिए किया था, they wanted to know what is the total number of population in India जिसको हम एक्सप्लॉइट कर सकते हैं. What is the population in India? Total number of people, the population in India जिसको हम अपनी मार्केट में हिस्सा बना सकते हैं, जिसको हम अपना मार्केट बना सकते हैं, जिसको हम अपने कमोडिटी सेल कर सकते हैं, जिसको हम यूज कर सकते हैं एज अ लेबर. That was basically the population count. First done by Britishers in India in 1881. And after that, after every 10 years, India is doing the census. 1881 के बाद, after every 10 years, after every a decade, we are doing the census. Last census in India happened in the year 2011. 2011 में last census हुआ था बेटे. अभी 2021 में it's due. Not government is not doing this because government has to send the people to each house for getting the information. But due to COVID terms, the government is not doing such thing. Maybe will be doing in the month of November, December, or maybe can be done in the next year. But it is due in 2011. Got my point? So it is clear to everyone that what was the demographic transition on the eve of independence, and as well as about the census in India. Now, let's talk about the next question today. Infrastructure on the eve of independence. अब बेटे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में क्या क्या आता है? इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर दो तरह का होता है, सोशल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एंड फिजिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द सोशल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. तो स्कूल्स, कॉलेजेस, राइट, एजुकेशन, हेल्थ, यूटिलिटीज, ये सब आपकी सोशल है. बट फिजिकल में वी हैव रोड्स, एयरपोर्ट्स, पोर्ट्स, रेलवेज, एनर्जी, ये सब हमारा फिजिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है. Can anybody tell me why Britishers made infrastructure in India? This was the one thing which we say that Britishers did good to India. ये एक ऐसी चीज है जो हम बोलते हैं यस इंडिया के लिए ब्रिटिशर्स ने कुछ अच्छा किया. लेट्स सी थ्रू पिक्चर्स इंडिया ने क्या किया. अब आपको मैं कुछ पिक्चर्स के जरिए आई एम जस्ट गोइंग टू टेल यू व्हाट ब्रिटिशर्स हैव डन इन इंडिया. क्या अच्छा किया है इंडिया में उन्होंने. जस्ट हैव अ लुक फर्स्ट एट दिस पिक्चर. इस पिक्चर को देखिए जरा. ये पिक्चर एक वन ऑफ दी मैंने पिक्चर जस्ट निकाली है विच इज शोइंग अ मडी रोड, जो एक मडी रोड रिफ्लेक्ट कर रहा है रेनी सीजन के अंदर या इनफैक्ट नॉन रेनी सीजन के अंदर भी. दैट वाज द कंडीशन ऑफ रोडवेज इन इंडिया दैट टाइम. एक सिंपल रोडवे भी एक सिंपल रोड भी बेटे हमारा इसी तरह का होता था। दैट वॉज द कंडीशन ऑफ रोडवेज इन इंडिया, कि एक सिंपल रोड भी अगर हम बात करते हैं तो वो बेटे इसी तरह का एक सिंपल रोडवे भी होता था। जस्ट हैव अ लुक हियर, दिस इज द पिक्चर फ्रॉम प्री इंडिपेंडेंस टाइम ओनली। That was the condition of roadways in India, which means if we talk about our roadways, अगर हम अपने roadways की बात करते हैं बेटे, तो हमारा roadways ऐसा था. It was the muddy roads, and it was not possible for the Britishers, or it was not possible to for anybody. ये किसी के लिए भी बेटे possible नहीं होता था कि उस road पे आप कुछ transport कर सको, उस रोड को आप यूज कर सको बाय हेवी व्हीकल्स टू ट्रांसपोर्ट सम ऑफ द मटेरियल फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अनदर, for transporting the goods, even for the public transport, that those roads were not at all good. Then Britishers thought that if it would be a very problematic situation for the Britishers, because they wanted to exploit India. And when they thought that it is very much problematic for Britishers, that how they will be, sending their goods from one place to another, they thought of making the roadways first. उन्होंने सबसे पहले बनाया इंडिया में roadways. They built up the roadways, they built up the cemented roads, because these were the muddy roads. उन्होंने cemented roads बनाना start किया, highways बनाए उन्होंने, so that at least the vehicles can be used for transporting goods from one place to another. पहले रेलवेज पहले इंट्रोड्यूस नहीं किया, पहले इंट्रोड्यूस किया रोडवेज। देखा ना कि ट्रक के जरिए सामान भेजकर देखेंगे क्या हमारे सामान की डिमांड आ रही है, क्या हमारा सामान सेल हो सकता है। दे यूज द रोडवेज। नाउ रोडवेज वर यूज्ड and ultimately their demand increased. People were liking their products. Switch on your cameras, everyone. People were liking their products, and now when people were liking their products, there was increase in demand for their products. Then they thought of what can be done now. They basically made railways that time. फिर उन्होंने start किया railways. Then they introduced the railways, and when railways were introduced, it was now easy for them to actually provide the commodities from one place to another in a bulk quantity में goods को पहुंचाना अब easy हो गया through the railways. बेटे 1850 they introduced the railways, and first train was between बॉम्बे विद थाने। मुंबई में उस टाइम पे उसका नाम बॉम्बे था, तो बॉम्बे विद थाने एक ब्रिज बनाया गया था सबसे पहला, जिसको स्टार्ट किया गया 1854 में। दिस इज ऑन योर स्क्रीन। ये था वो ब्रिज which was connected from Bombay with Thane in 1854, and the first railway, and that was the first railway to produce the commodities, to actually transport the commodities into the bulk quantity. Got my point? Now they started the railways. अब जब रेलवे स्टार्ट हो गया तो डेफिनेटली रेलवे स्टार्ट होने से दे स्टार्टेड एक्सपोर्टिंग, दे स्टार्टेड ट्रांसपोर्टिंग द गुड्स फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अनदर इन बल्क क्वांटिटी, एंड पीपल वर आल्सो लाइकिंग दोस प्रोडक्ट्स। नाउ जब डिमांड करते थे तब मिल जाता था, डिमांड सडनली इंक्रीज्ड, बहुत ज्यादा डिमांड बढ़ गई ब्रिटिश गुड्स की, और हैंडीक्राफ्ट्स की तो डिमांड खत्म ही हो गई। आपको मैंने कल भी बताया था, उससे पहले भी बताया था। And demand for these British goods suddenly increased manifold, and they then made a strategy. Now they wanted to bring more and more goods in bulk quantity from Britain to India. अब उनको ब्रिटेन से लाने थे गुड्स इंडिया में बल्क क्वांटिटी के अंदर, क्योंकि इंडिया में तो उनके गुड्स इतने ज्यादा फैल गए थे, इतने ज्यादा डिमांड में आ गए थे, पॉपुलर हो गए थे, that they wanted to bring more and more goods into bulk quantity from Britain. अब कुछ करना था, अगर अब कुछ करना था तो वो वाटरवे पे करना था। क्यों, क्या क्या किया और क्या करना चाहिए और क्या, अब एक बार मैं आपको फिर दिखा रहा हूं थ्रू अ पिक्चर। जस्ट हैव अ लुक हियर what they have done. Just have a look. Wait a second. Okay, can you see the map here? आपको एक मैप दिख रहा है, बेटे 1869 में, क्योंकि कुछ साल उन्होंने रेलवे से देखा कि रेलवेज के जरिए तो बहुत ज्यादा कमाल हो गया है, डिमांड अब बहुत इंक्रीज हो गई है. नाउ दे वांटेड टू ब्रिंग मोर एंड मोर कमोडिटीज फ्रॉम इंग्लैंड टू इंडिया. In 1869 they introduced Suez Canal in India. उन्होंने Suez Canal 1869 में इंट्रोड्यूस किया. Suez Canal, आप मैप पे देखो बेटे, दिस इज इंडिया, ये नीचे इंडिया है, एंड दिस इज इंग्लैंड, ब्रिटेन. अर्लियर क्या था? अर्लियर देवर दिस वाज द ट्रेड रूट. आप देख रहे हो, ये एरो देख रहे हो, रेड एरो, दिस वाज द ट्रेड रूट. द ब्रिटेन शिप्स, the British ships, they had to just come from North Pole to South Pole first, covering this area. ये एरिया कौन सा है? This is Africa, South Africa. ये covering this area पूरा South Africa का from North Pole to South Pole पूरा कवर अप करते हुए उनको आना होता था. एंड देन अगेन वो गुजरात और महाराष्ट्र थ्रू अरेबियन सी, गुजरात कनेक्टेड है, महाराष्ट्र कनेक्टेड है. So through Arabian Sea, the Gujarat ports and on the Maharashtra ports, they people were just, on these ports, they were coming and they were just giving their goods on these ports. And from Maharashtra and from Gujarat, the goods were just transported to the other states also through the rail transport or through the roadways, right? Lekin this was actually very costlier for them. और वो करते क्या थे? ध्यान देखो बॉक्स में, इंडिया सेंड्स रॉ मटेरियल्स टू इंग्लैंड. वो इंडिया से रॉ मटेरियल लेते थे, स्टील ले लिया, वुड ले लिया, क्लोथ्स ले लिए, रॉ फॉर्म के अंदर, इन रॉ फॉर्म ओनली. एंड इन टर्न्स द रॉ मटेरियल इनटू फिनिश प्रोडक्ट्स इन इंग्लैंड. इंग्लैंड में वो लोग क्या करते थे? रॉ मटेरियल को फिनिश प्रोडक्ट में कन्वर्ट करते थे. वुड को फर्नीचर में कन्वर्ट कर दिया, स्टील को ऐसे बॉटल्स में कन्वर्ट कर दिया, ठीक. क्लोथ्स को, रो क्लोथ्स को उन्होंने एक पूरे शर्ट में, ट्राउजर में या किसी क्लोथ्स में कन्वर्ट कर दिया. एंड दे वर इन टर्न सप्लाइंग दोस, सेंडिंग दोस फिनिश्ड गुड्स टू इंडिया फॉर सेल, एंड इंडिया वाज परचेजिंग दोस फिनिश्ड गुड्स फ्रॉम इंग्लैंड एट हाई रेट्स. दिस वे इंडिया वाज डबल एक्सप्लॉइटेड. इंडिया से सस्ते में रॉ मटेरियल ले जाओ, वहां जाके कन्वर्ट कर दो फिनिश गुड्स में, और वही महंगा फिनिश गुड्स इंडिया में फिर सेल करने के लिए आ जाओ. इंडिया वाज डबल एक्सप्लॉइटेड. अच्छा लग रहा था ब्रिटिशर्स को, they were exploiting India very good way. So बेटे, this was the trade route earlier which was used between India and England for transporting their ships, for transporting their ships so that the goods can be easily provided. But Britishers did one thing, and they made a new waterway. They made a Suez Canal. देख रहे हो बेटे मैप, उन्होंने स्विज कैनाल बनाई. अब व्हाट दे डिड, ये जो एरिया था पूरा, इतना लंबा ट्रेड रूट करके आना पड़ता था. नाउ दे डिडंट हैव टू यूज दिस ट्रेड रूट फॉर इंडिया. विद दिस स्विज कैनाल अल्टीमेटली they took the help of ईरान, इजिप्ट, इराक, उन्होंने उसका हेल्प लिया. एंड देयर वाज वन मेडिटेरेनियन सी. ये मेडिटेरेनियन सी ये जो ब्लू आपको दिख रहा है, ये यहाँ पे मेडिटेरेनियन सी है. यहाँ पे उन्होंने एक आर्टिफिशियल वाटरवे बना लिया. यहाँ पे उन्होंने आर्टिफिशियल वाटरवे बना लिया कि अब उनको यहाँ पूरे इससे ना आने की बजाय दे हैव टू जस्ट कम विद दिस ब्लू लाइन. ये स्मॉल ट्रेड रूट हो गया इनके लिए. सॉरी, नाउ दे डिडंट हैव टू कवर अप द कंप्लीट ट्रेड रूट ऑफ दिस किलोमीटर. ऑलमोस्ट रिड्यूस 7 to 8,000 किलोमीटर्स. 7 से 8,000 किलोमीटर कम हो गए थे. ऑलमोस्ट 7,000 किलोमीटर्स ट्रेड रूट कम हो गया था. एंड नाउ ब्रिटिशर्स हैड now a new waterway, a new canal named Suez Canal, which was used by the Britishers to actually bring their goods from Britain to India in a very cheaper, in a faster way. कब आया? 1869 में. क्यों आया? Because they wanted to exploit India. They wanted that now the trade route should be, smaller, and they should provide the goods at very faster rate, and ultimately that was used. It reduced the time, it reduced the efforts, it reduced the cost of Britishers to provide the goods in India. Got my point? So that was the infrastructure on the eve of independence. In detail, I'll be taking this topic once again tomorrow. But today we have completed the topic of demographic profile on the eve of independence.